always say Huggins, and everybody's like, who? Like, yeah, like dude from Cornbread, like, oh, okay, James, like, okay, James, we know him. We've known him longer than you.
Hudgens. It's the D and the G, but it has the J sound. It's a lot of people go Hudgens. A lot of people say Hudgens.
Yeah, Huggins.
Huggins.
That's what I said, and that's when they
I get
were
that
like,
a lot.
"Oh, is that who you're talking to, James? Oh, I went to school with him, but thanks for the info on somebody I know more than you."
Yeah. Oh, but let's see. Okay, so yeah, what I was saying basically though is that if somebody hears me say something really offensive, by the way, it'll catch you guys up on what's going on. My brother James here. You go by James?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been called much worse, but I like to keep it at James.
That's right. I mean, at least people aren't coming up to you, you know, saying choice things like, "Stop me, beautiful."
I've gotten that a couple times right in front of my child. It was weird.
Wow.
But, we're in counseling now, so it's cool.
It's good, you know, you can work through things like that. But anyway, we were talking right before we went live about basically saying, and like, are we allowed to talk how we want, basically? And I was like, dude, I've said like several things, like really, really choice words every now and again. And I'm like, if somebody hears me say something like that, and that's the only thing that they hear from me, then they may take offense to it, and they may get really pissed off about it. But that's like got to be the only thing they've heard me say. Because if they've heard any of the rest of my content, they know what kind of person I am and what kind of character I have, and just that I don't really.
They know the menu.
Absolutely. So anyway, yeah. Oh, is that enough noises for you?
That sounded delicious.
Goodness gracious, it was awesome. So yes, we're gonna before we actually go live on the audio.
Welcome to the channel.
Oh, hey, welcome to the channel. How'd you do that? See, I'm speaking through my computer. It knows what I need to say. I'm going to go in here and edit the title of this video and get it shared out so that the good folks on the Facebook world know that we're live. Let's see here.
And unadulterated.
Live and unadulterated. The unedited version.
You can't take this away from your brain.
We're in your skulls.
We're inside your face.
Hey, that's where we are.
That was creepy. And I'm okay with that for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what can you do? I would love to do that. I would love to do all that stuff, like when a movie's coming out or something like that, and they're like, live next spring, coming to a theater near you. I would love to do
front
that.
pocket near you.
Yeah.
Reach inside and see what's going down.
Heyo, pocket pool.
This Tuesday, all you can grab for $2.
Yeah, we're taking you back to 97 prices. 97 prices.
It's getting weird quick.
Okay, save on that. And let's go back to the. I get really hoarse. I've done like 4 gigs this week, so you can probably tell I can hit those. I turned 21.
I'm glad my name isn't 4 gigs.
Heyo.
Hello.
They are not prepared for what's about to go down.
I know it's getting so weird so fast.
Yeah, they're not prepared. You are not prepared. All right, I'm gonna go to the Facebook.com. I'm gonna come in here to the @MIStuff podcast page, and I'm going to type live right meow ! Paste. Motherfucking paste. Oh, I pasted twice. I only need to paste once. MIStuff episode number 122. Pigeon Chains Phillips coming at you live right meow. Bitches. What? They ain't ready. Oh, I actually need to tag you with @James Phillips, CIA agent.
popcorn vendor. Long way to the top, man.
If you want to rock and roll.
If you want to pop some corn.
If you want to pop some corn, man, it's a long way to the top. I just tagged you.
Damn right.
I just tagged you in that and share on my timeline. Include original post. Include is a very strange sounding word. Include. Listen to that. All right. Late talks.
So, how do I share this?
Post. I have tagged you twice.
Kaboom.
Wham. Whammy. Kelsey Hudgens and MI Stuff Podcast shared a link. Speaking of link, did you ever play Zelda?
I played Zelda 2 and
The gold one?
sucked. So every reference you make towards Zelda, I'm going to act like I know what you're talking about, and I'm going to look really stupid while doing it, but I'll play along.
Okay, well, I will tell you
Zelda,
this.
dude, what?
I
That
have
sword?
one Zelda game, and do you know which one it is?
Zelda 2?
Yep.
Well, then,
That's the only one I've got.
Zelda minds think alike.
Zach Williams actually gave me this. Zach Williams actually gave me that. I don't know if you know Zach. Anyway, all right, so we got everything shared out. I'm shared. Are you shared? It's not necessary. Oh, yep, see that? See it? I see it.
I think I just went there.
I seen it. I seen it.
I just threw my Scooby snacks all over your Facebook.
Oh, my
I just Twittered all
goodness.
over your Facebook.
Googled all over you with my Twitter.
All right.
All right, yep.
So we're already weird.
Fucking ain't right. So if you've made it past that point, then yeah, I guess you're gonna. Guess now's your time to shine, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
You've succeeded in life, and all other aspects of existence. So, what we were talking about earlier, and I said that I was gonna save it to when we went live, and what does this thing say? I'm offline. It doesn't matter. I was saying that, yeah, so there was this person who had posted some inappropriate...
This is good. You guys listen to this. This is news to me. I can't wait. This is so juicy.
Yeah, so... And I'm hot on audio now too, by the way. Welcome to the conversation, audio people. It's been going on a little bit on YouTube already. So if you're just hearing this for the first time on audio, I suggest that you go to our YouTube page, Kelsey Hudgens, and click subscribe so that you'll get notified whenever we go live. So you'll get to hear the extra shit that goes on behind the scenes. Anyway, yeah. So sitting here with my buddy James, and we were discussing that there was this person who posted some pictures of a very good friend of mine, and a lot of you have heard this story already, but posted pictures of a friend of mine's kids on her YouTube channel, and I reported the video, and I said some choice things about her on Twitter. Not even bad things. It was just maybe saying psycho or words like that. What's up, Abby? How's it going?
Words and things, predicates, sentences, period.com.
Yeah, exactly. Good to see you in the chat, Abby. And by the way, James, we'll have random people pop in on the YouTube chat over here that we'll be communicating with and can also give us feedback on our rhetoric.
What it do?
Oh, right. But anyway, yeah, so also I need to set up some stills for this. So yes, I reported this video for what she had done, and how you like that, man? That's pretty neat, huh?
I can't see anything you're doing.
Well, you will on the rewatch.
You got some fuzzy ass arms, though. I'll tell you that much, man.
I appreciate
you are comfortable in the winter.
Oh, of course I am. Dude, I'm a wolf man. But anyway.
So anyway, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I got to I was talking about this woman on Twitter or whatever, and that's the only thing that I can think that I had done negative, because you walked in the door and said, "So I just heard from a little birdie that you had
you got swatted."
Yes, and I didn't even know what that was until it happened. But it's funny that you just heard of that.
Well, I was just leaving a place, and I was like, I'm going over to Kelsey's to do a little podcast. And he's like, "Oh, he just got raided." And I'm like, okay, and it's a small town, and there's only like 2 Kelseys, so I wanted to make sure I said the right one.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, Kelsey Hudgens.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he got raided. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, I'm going to the source. I'm going to the Beehive right now. Let's talk to the Queen Bee himself and see what's going down. So here we are. So
Absolutely.
What say you?
Yeah, dude. But the story about the woman putting the pictures of my buddy's kids on a YouTube page, and I was explaining that he was wondering. James was asking why they were posting pictures of different people's kids. So anyway, my buddy Jamie, who you don't know, multitasking, Abby. I'm seeing your chat. I'm seeing your chats, but I might be a little slow on it. But my buddy Jamie has like 50-something thousand followers on over almost 60,000 followers on several different channels.
That's it.
Yeah, right.
Rookie.
Yeah.
Needs to get out more.
Yeah, right. I know. Like us with our feeble 260s, which I'm very, very thankful for.
He needs more cats.
No, man. No, but seriously, my buddy Jamie, who is legit. Like he's actually the guy who figured out who raped Corey Haim and Corey Feldman when they were kids. He's the guy who put that together. He figured that shit out. So he's legit. He's legit.
Now we're going somewhere with this.
My buddy's legit. So he is a huge pedophile exposer online. Like he finds people who are into like weird shit and exposes them online, and that's just
deep.
But literally he's doing his part to clean up the world.
Good for him,
right? And there's certain people who have problems with that, and they will try to find any kind of reason to make him look negative. So he posted a picture of some posters that he had made a poster for. Do you remember when Wasp played at SBB Four Corners? Do you remember that?
I'm glad I almost forgot.
But do you remember that?
It's been a minute.
Okay. So it's been a while. Well, anyway, he opened for Wasp at SBB Four Corners, and he also opened for him at House of Blues. Now, he made a poster for this Wasp show that had like a bunch of like weird stuff. Authenticity always wins, Abby. He made this poster for the thing, and there was a woman eating apparently brains out of a skull. And she was talking about it being like satanic stuff. He's being satanic, and I don't know, this is code for something. She's saying all these weird things, trying to make Jamie look like a psychopath.
They're really good with balsamic vinaigrette, though. I'm just saying.
The Philippines?
Just brains.
Yeah.
The subtle sweetness of the balsamic really brings out the earth in it. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, it really does. But she is and she's posting pictures of his kids, like trying to show that like these kids are malnourished or whatever, and they're absolutely not. Like that's just not true. And she was just trying to make him look bad, and he requested that we report her. So a lot of us on the YouTube, on his YouTube followers, did so. So the fact that he has all of these followers and people are making videos referencing him about him so that they can get more followers on their channel. They're doing that negatively, exactly. Like doing that negatively. And just trying to, I don't know, talk shit and be weird. And I was saying that just talking about how crazy it is that all this stuff went down online. that would result in me saying something negative about somebody online would result having a SWAT team knock on my door, and I walk out to guns a-blazing and thinking that, okay, you guys need my help. Obviously, there's something going on. So
I'm not meaning to laugh. I am meaning to laugh. It's to me, it's just knowing you as long as I've ever known you. You're the gentle giant, and just right before I left to come here, it's like, oh yeah, you just got raided. So just I'm in my brain. I'm trying to imagine like just chilling on your couch, like, yeah, the Braves suck.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
But and then all of a sudden, like, you know, I mean, you know, 4 tactical dudes come through your bay window, like, yeah, and just rebel, like a South Park scene is what I'm picturing but in reality, and
did the South Park do a swatting thing?
They've done everything.
Yeah, you're right.
They have, but just imagining you, I mean. I would love to have been a fly on the wall.
Well, dude, honestly, it was really uneventful, and I do regret muting the mics. Just my out of habit.
Oh, why didn't you leave them go, dude?
Out of habit. Just anytime I hear a knock on the door, like it's just out of habit. Anytime I hear any kind of noise, just like a while ago when I was getting my password or whatever. Like I'm just out of habit. Anything that I don't think needs to be said online or in front of a lot of people, I just
that makes sense. But
I just totally didn't think about it. But you can read my buddy's lips. Like he's got the headphones in, and you see his eyes like light up and like his hands. I mean, did you watch the video?
I didn't know anything about it till like 10 minutes ago. Like I said, like this is all fresh in my mind right now.
Y'all, like, I know that.
If there's videos, I'll straight watch. Pretty much anytime it says, hey, you want to see this video of some weird stuff? I'm like, yeah, I got a minute.
I know I've played this shit over and over. Not really over and over, but it's been played a bunch. But here you go.
Reason that I would have gotten swatted, and I didn't know.
Oh, hold on.
You know, I had no clue, so I had nothing to tell him. But it's a lot more.
Apparently, I'd already watched it.
32, whatever.
I mean, if you guys have a Zoom that's good enough.
You won't be able to see that probably.
The mics out of habit, just because anytime somebody knocks on my door in the middle of a podcast,
I see a lot of bright lights outside of your
sensitive to the neighborhood or whatever. But I found out
he's worried.
No, he'll throw his hands up like, don't shoot me.
He was like, don't shoot me. We're just talking, or recording a podcast or something like that. And this 911 call that they had responded to was standard swatting, that I'd shot my wife in the face and that I was planning on shooting somebody else. But thankfully, they were cool. They recognized me.
Are they hearing the same shit I'm hearing right now?
And they found out I was live streaming and explained swatting to me, but that they still kind of had to search the house. So I told them to do that, and you can see that they're coming in the house in the reflection of the office mirror on the wall. They slide my camera out of the way and go search the house, and I cut a couple seconds out of it.
A lot of these folks have already seen this.
But it was literally less than a minute that they were in the house.
So I'm that guy.
No. It's actually not bad that you're not.
Yeah.
Might have been pissed off at me, or somebody, for some reason.
Well, too, these guys probably knew it was BS and just had to go through protocol or whatever. And
that's exactly what they had to do.
You know, it's like.
It's a lot more creepy now after I looked at it than it was then, because I know people have died from this thing. So.
That's the world we live in today, man. It's stupid, like passive aggressive, like things we can do against each other. It's anyway.
There is. Abby, you're 100% right. Police were probably so relieved there wasn't a murder and a madman. Could have been bad. That's exactly what I said when we got back on. I was like, for one thing, if that really happened, then that's awful. But two, if there's really somebody out there who's out to get me on this thing like that,
or anybody, I mean, that they respond, 100%. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they should never. I mean, no, that's great that they respond. That's what they should do.
Yeah.
I mean, if 1,000 times there was a false call, one time there's a serious call that came to the, that's, I'm cool with that.
Exactly.
I'm cool with that.
And what's funny, and another thing that I haven't even mentioned because I haven't really been on air a lot this week, but there was the same thing happened to another one of my friends' neighbor up in Myrtle Beach. He on just playing a video game, and SWAT team came in and like they were trying to set up camp.
Was he like talking to some 10-year-old out in California?
Possibly, probably, yeah.
He was getting beaten. What's the new game now?
Fortnite.
Fort Alt Face something.
Yeah. Fortnite. The only reason I know that is because I listen to a lot of podcasts that reference it. I don't fuck with it.
Dude's probably getting his ass beat by some 10-year-old in California, and then all of a sudden it's like, I'm gonna come bang your mom and be your next stepdad, you little shit. And then next thing you know, boom, 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 Horry County.
Dude, that's the thing, though. Abby's like, we'll watch the mirror behind you, James, in case it happens again.
Thanks.
We got you. But no, seriously, yeah, if that's the craziest thing. They wouldn't even. I don't even think there would be a beating on the door. Like the guy told me that his card's sitting right there on the counter. The guy told me the criminal investigator that came he came and talked with me like a few days later, and told me that the only reason we knocked on your door was like the neighbors said that. Oh no, he's got a podcast. Like he's I don't whatever y'all think that they're doing, and it freaked a lot of my neighbors out. Like because my neighbor has a glass door. I don't have a glass door.
There was blinds opening when I pulled in.
Yeah, I mean like there's like my neighbors like it freaked my neighbors out. So they were like knocking on the door. They saw like literally through their glass door saw a cop standing there and was like, come outside. And like my neighbors walked outside and was telling them what happened, and they were like, "No, I don't." Like he shot his wife, and he don't even have a wife. Like he's doing a podcast. He's got a podcast going on in there right now. And the cop asked her, "Is like, was it on TV?" And she was like, "I don't know if it's on TV, but it's definitely on the radio." And that's basically all it was. So he was like, this guy's if everybody's like. Said that this is a pretty cool dude that doesn't have this kind of thing going on, we'll just knock on his door. So, I mean, and it was like an aggressive, I think, a hefty amount of knocks on the door.
Well, when a cop knocks on a door. Like, it's not like...
Dude, I swear to God. Yeah. In the original video, when it happens, one of the guys in the chat goes, "Cops." Immediately, as soon as he heard the knock, one of the guys in the chat goes, "Cops."
That guy's done a tour. He's done a tour inside.
He knew.
He's had 3 hots and a cot.
Yeah, he knew. But anyway, I don't want to. And I know that I've been talking a lot here, and I like that y'all know that I like to talk. But I don't want to rob any time from your. This is all just getting a segue into what you wanted to go over, and we've been talking about this for a few months now. But just the craziness that is this online. Social network.
Social media.
Yes. It's
a social shitstorm.
Absolutely it is.
And I don't want to call it ironic because it's not really ironic. It's really, it's a fallacy, really. You remember, like, I was always the last person that got onto the MySpace. All my friends had MySpace. They're like, "Oh, MySpace, I'd put you on this picture on MySpace." I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'm with you right now." Like,
exactly.
I didn't understand it really. But then, once I started realizing, because I went to, high school and college in Knoxville, Tennessee, and then I moved to Columbia. And that's the time I'm speaking of now when I got into MySpace. I was the last guy to get into MySpace.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I can look up my old buddies and whatnot. That's cool. And it was cool. But then everybody migrated to Facebook. And then when I looked at Facebook, I was like, all right, that's just too much. So anyway, long story short, I'm the last guy of all my friends to get onto Facebook, and now everybody's talking about is, it's so great because it brings us all together. We can plan a secret party for somebody's birthday, or get everybody together to go to a show or go to a concert or something. Like
actual
bring everybody
networking
together. Yeah, that's specifically is what I think social media was. The original agenda was.
Yeah,
and snap back to reality, folks. Look right now how up this is now. It's done everything. It's all it is it's a passive aggressive person, perfect storm to go online and just with no accountability, no recourse, no just I can just call everybody up, blah 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 blah, shut off, see ya. Like,
absolutely.
It's just it's reached a state to where it's I hate it almost. I got dark really quick. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry. I got dark really quick.
That's totally fine. No, by all means.
But no, like that's my main bone to pick with it. Is just it's like I'm so sick of these people that are so busy with their lives to go online and I'm just going to call everybody out.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're proactive on Facebook, so what else are you doing about the problem?
Yeah, right.
Besides starting one,
I hear that 100%.
Facilitating one, anyway. But
not putting good in the world. I hear that 100%, and I feel like it was Oppenheimer, right? The guy that invented the atomic bomb.
Yeah,
wasn't that his name? I think somebody might need to fact check me on that.
Yeah, I'll fact check that right now.
I think it's not necessary. I'm sure somebody in the chat might figure it out.
Well, if we don't, somebody will.
But no, seriously, I think the guy that invented the atomic bomb, he had no idea. You know, when you invent something, you have no idea what it can become.
Yeah.
And that is 100%. Social media is keep in touch with your family. Keep in touch with your
it was a networking
friends.
Device.
Absolutely,
it was a networking online device. Was the pure intent of it.
The social network. It was 100% the social network. And I really love the idea. I love Facebook. I know it's terrible, but I know it is. But I'm wanting to see the good in it. And not only that, I'm new to loving Facebook and new to loving the internet and this technology. I'm very new to this. Mm-hmm. The only reason that I love it is because I feel like I love this like somebody, like a sportsman loves guns or loves hunting and things like that. You know what I mean? Like I understand the danger in this, but
it's a certain area that you go into that you like about it, but not everybody sees it that way, and everybody has
I really love the ability to be a good sportsman with the internet and with technology.
If we play among these rules and we stay in these fouls and bounds, then we're copacetic, basically.
Yes, for the same types of guns that will kill an animal to feed a family can also destroy a bunch of people in a mosque somewhere, you know. And that's the sad part about that is the same thing with guns is very similar to the internet. Is I feel like, and you are not falling among this category. You are actually upset with the people who misuse this tool.
Oh, absolutely,
and not upset with the tool.
No.
And that's a lot of people make the same mistake with weapons and things of the sort. And I know this analogy is going on a little longer than I expected it to, but I really feel a similarity between the two things. That they're both very, very dangerous inventions that...
Well, they're useful tools that can be used as harmful intent.
Absolutely.
In the snap of a finger.
That's a much better way to say it. Absolutely. And... You're actually pretty vocal, and I love the sarcasm. And for people that don't know you, I love reading comments of some bullshit that somebody will say to you somebody who doesn't know you, and they think you're like being serious about something.
Yeah,
and that's just great.
Yeah, I have a. I mean, it's a small town, but people that don't know me, like, it's really funny, and it's a quick anecdote.
What's up, Diving?
When you're commenting on somebody you don't know's post, if you don't put an LOL on it, like, obviously I'm not laughing out loud, but if I don't put an LOL, that means I'm being a dick.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like if I put something like somebody's like, "Oh, here's my cat," and I'm like, "Wow, did you feed it today?" and it looks a little bit overweight or something.
Yeah, right.
But if I don't put an LOL, then I'm just being like a blatant dick to that person, and it's really bizarre like that. Like you have to put that little extra on the side or an emoji, let them know like I'm coming in harmless, I promise. You know,
and I'm one of those weirdos too that like I will use exclamation points and I overuse the love icon. I'm a love icon, dude. I'm that guy. I love the shit out of everything.
Yeah, and I noticed you do this. I do the same thing too. If somebody does something like, I mean, I don't want to bring a sad point, but if somebody's something like a pet passed or something, you can't just like that.
Love that.
I like that your dog died. Like, I mean, people,
I'm sending all my love.
It's weird how people are so sensitive to that.
Yeah.
You know, but you got to love it and then be like, oh, condolences. I hope Mittens finds peace.
Well, see, that's the thing, and I'll do that all the time. I'll overuse that. I'll overuse the love thing, and I that's sort of going along the lines of how I want to use this tool.
Yeah.
I want to spread love through this thing,
you're becoming very PC with, I mean, in a good way.
Yeah.
Not PC, but no, you're
I'm
PC.
I'm middle of the road.
You know how to,
I'm not PC, but I'm middle of the road. And I see, that's the thing. I believe that when you accurately go middle of the road and you accurately don't want to hurt anybody, then PC is just something that happens. It's not, you will be politically correct if it is your MO to not offend anybody. And I know that that's a cheap way of saying things, but people are so easily offended. And
some people are looking to be they're
fishing for the offense.
Yeah, they got their fishing net out there like, oh, what's pissing me off right now? You know, they go on the news feeds and all that. Like, anyway, I'm not even going to talk about the P word, but, you know, like some people are just out there just fishing, just wanting something to.
Yeah.
So.
No, 100%. People just want a reason to argue. Yeah. And I posted this thing the other day that was like, you probably saw it. It was like just somebody who posts something that I minutely disagree with, but can start a giant online argument, and then somebody running towards that. It was a sign that said that, and I was like, you know who you are. And the reason that I said you know who you are is because it's not directed towards anybody in particular.
But they still know.
But somebody who reads that and says, oh, shit, this is about me. Because that's what it is, right? Everything's about you, right?
And I bet 95% of those people probably stood up and shook their own hand. Because they're just so happy about themselves to... I'm serious, not to call them trolls, but some people they just love that negative interaction. That they just get so into it. I mean, you know, we're all guilty of it at some level. You know, it's just how far do you take it? You know, everybody likes a little bit of a rise out of somebody. It's like okay, like we were talking one time, like when and it's the only time I'm going to say the word politics. But when people started talking about politics the way they were talking about Monday Night Football. Oh, remember we talked about this months ago.
Sports team.
And people are talking about each other's, like, it's, you know, like Patrick Mahomes sucks, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well, Patrick Mahomes has nothing to do with my child's future or anything. Right. So I can talk about it like that. But anyway, I'm really trying to not go to that.
Oh yeah. Well, before we completely step away from that, my buddy Scott Mann has this theory, and I know that Scott won't mind that I say this.
He's a very wise man.
He is a very wise man.
Very wise man.
But Scott said he remembers the day that he turned on the news channel, and it looked like ESPN. He said he remembered the day that they turn on the news channel and they've got a ticker at the bottom. They've got a little screen showing you what's going to come up next. It looked just like ESPN. He said he remembered the day that happened. And he, as not, you know, he's a famous not sports fan. He calls it sports ball. He doesn't care about any of it.
Yeah.
He, as not being a sports ball fan, can look at that and say, oh, that looks like that. And us people who are used to watching it and seeing it, we see that and we're like, ooh, this is comfortable. This is fun to watch. This is just like that other platform. Yeah. Yeah. And we didn't even realize it, but he did.
But you know what else that I was just thinking about too is growing up. I'm 41. How old are you?
32.
32. I remember growing up, you know, in the 80s, and there were 3 things we didn't talk about outside of the house.
Yep.
1,
religion,
2,
politics,
and 3,
money.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And the whole time
We didn't rehearse this.
I was thinking he was going to say politics first, but anyway, he nailed all 3 of, regardless of the order they were in. But the point is, you know, growing up, I always wondered, like, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? But, you know, very adamant. Don't you speak of those 3 things.
Absolutely.
You know, like when my parents were over, you know, if I came in the room and they were talking about voting and stuff like that, they, oh, no, James. Like, hey, can I get some milk? You know, like, and they would stop talking about it. But anyway, I always wondered for years, like, why don't people talk about it?
Now we know, right?
Flash forward to now.
Right.
I get it now.
Yeah.
I absolutely get it now.
And now you can turn on the TV, and no matter where you look, you're seeing people who are persecuted or publicizing their politics, their religion, and all people care about is how much money that everybody else is making, how much money this company is worth.
Well, it's all the meaningless nonsense in life and the intangible things that everybody's focusing on. It's like, are you a good neighbor to your neighbor or not?
Right.
Do you love the person next to you or not? Would you help the person next to you or not? That's what's important. It's got nothing to do with, anyway, I don't want to get too spiritual or anything, but it really breaks my heart that so many people that, you know, I've lived down here a short period of time. I've been down here about 10 years. I've forged some really great relationships, and I've seen a lot broken off just, you know, petty things. And it's just it saddens me a lot that some people will take to heart so much about something so petty instead of just like, do you like the person or not? Are you good? Do you want to help somebody? Like, do you want to be a good person? Like, that's really all it boils down to. Like, with that, religion, politics, all that, it's really that simple. But it can't be for some reason.
Yeah, it could be something so simple that people that you've known for however many years and you've been totally fine with who they are as a person.
Yeah,
until you learn that one thing about them, and then all of a sudden everything else is bad.
Yep.
And that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's incorrect. And that's the thing that made such beauty of the time. Not only don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I understand there were a lot of things that were not so great back then, as in like a racial equality or gender equality was not where it should have been back then. But I'll be damned if people weren't, I think, at least honorable, and they at least were 100% who they believed and were not
there
fake.
Were people standing up for what was right.
Yeah, 100%. And once again, don't misunderstand what I'm saying, folks, that I understand that there were so many injustices to a lot of people during those times. And
it's impossible to get put your finger on all of them at one time.
Yes. Do not misunderstand what I'm saying as to be praising that, because I am not. I just that back in the day when, and once again, I'm gonna say something that might offend people. I apologize, but when men were men, and you know what I mean, like, and not be, and when I say men were men, I mean obviously people were people. Whoever you were 100% that person, and you didn't try to be anything else, right?
Yeah.
People were just,
you were kind of carved into that.
Yes.
That, you know, you were raised and created and molded into this individual.
Yes. And that was private. You only showed the people the things that would not make them change the way that they feel about you, like your politics, your religion, or how much money you make. Like, those things were not part of the conversation. And now it's almost like people wear them like a badge.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as you see somebody, within the first 5 minutes of talking to them, you know whether or not they're...
Dude's a cool dude, but he's a Bernie supporter.
Right.
Dude's a great dude. He can, you know, he can hook your car up, man, but he voted for Trump.
Yeah, keep your hand on your wallet when you're around those Bernie supporters now.
Yeah, I mean...
That's what it becomes.
Yeah. It's always something.
Bernie got me for $10, man.
Word?
Yeah.
Did you get a note on that, man?
Yeah, I did. I got it.
Better.
Yeah, he did. I was like, you know what, man? You seem like you give a shit about the American people. Maybe. Here's the thing. Can you really tell with any of them? We need to move past this, I know, but
so much of it is such a facade too, man. Some people just want to wear that little "I'm right" cloak, and one quick thing too is like a lot of it about politics ends up being it's like really terrible sports fans.
Yes, absolutely, it's the worst.
They don't know how to lose well, and they don't know how to win well.
Right?
It's just it's a banter.
Yeah.
And with politics and the way people live their lives, there shouldn't be a banter involved because banter, it's worse than opinions being thrown at each other.
Absolutely.
It's just mockery and people just shit talking each other. Like, you suck. Your mom's a slut because you voted for Trump or something. I mean, that's a completely
words that have 100% been said. Though.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure that's a bumper sticker on somebody's fucking Ford somewhere. But anyway, yeah. So
train your babies how to be treated with respect. My girls would hate me, but that boy had to come in the house, not a group date. Boy opens the door. 100%. Train your babies. You're doing a pretty good job at
yeah. I've got a 2.5-year-old. I got a 2.5-year-old little baby man. He
training him on some good damn music. I'll tell you that much,
dude. He knows music. That's
great, man.
One of the coolest things about for those of you that don't know me, my wife and I. We have a gem and mineral business that we travel with certain bands and vend, and it's a blessing to see great music and great people and all that. But meanwhile, while we were pregnant, we were still vending, and actually, our baby Soren his due date was October 13th, and the 12th and the 13th. And North Charleston, one of our favorite bands and favorite bands to vend, Fish, was playing at North Charleston Coliseum. And we got to vend that. And that was on his due date. Yes, I said that, on his due date. Now, that being said, we did notify, we were Roper St. Francis. We notified them, like, we're here, if something pops off, this is where we're at. We were right next to, the facility, whatever. But anyway, his due date was the final show and the 2-night stay. And we did a scheduled C-section. Anyway, long story short, years later, he was born healthy. He's huge. He's amazing. He's beautiful. He's way more beautiful than I am and I will ever be. But now that we have a kid, obviously we can't go on tour, so we do the couch surf tour, whatever you want to call it. And there were certain songs during one of the Fish shows that we streamed that
he was getting down, man.
He was in the womb, and Bathtub Gin, dude, Bathtub Gin hit. As soon as Mike started slapping the bass, as soon as he started doing that, Soren just started bobbing his head, and I was like, "What?" And I was like,
I remember this, dude.
You know that?
I remember this.
And then he got on the couch and just was jumping around.
Yeah,
just going
awesome,
at it,
man.
like he was, like living a second life. It's just incredible to me that could be like some kind of recollection of somebody in utero experiencing something. Because to me, there's, a few universal languages. Obviously, sacred geometry. And the reason why it's called sacred geometry, people, is because math is universal. No matter what language, what universe, what planet you come from, math is math. But anyway, sacred geometry.
Math is music.
Math. Music, dude.
Music.
There's nothing to
bridges the gap.
Like a time, anything important to you. Like, we can all sit here right now and think of something that, you hear a song you haven't heard in 20 years, and you remember the smells from the trees that day, the warmth of the summer day, or the hot dog you ate, like the crappy mustard, or if it was watery or not when you first. I mean, just little details like that. You remember everything about that moment, and that's why music is so encapsulated to me. It's so important.
It is 100%. And obviously, I didn't realize you play guitar as well as you did when you got over here and you started playing guitar, man.
It's a little bit.
Yeah, man. That's actually really really cool because being able to create music and being able to reproduce sounds that you have heard, or just being able to manipulate that magic is just that. You are manipulating a magic. That is 100% what it is. Because other people who don't understand it can, pick up this thing and they just don't understand what does what and what.
Yeah. Some people, music's like electricity. It's like, I don't need to understand it. I just know if I flick this switch, it turns on.
Right. 100%. That's exactly what it is. But man, that's a really cool thing. Music is everything. Music is it bridges the gap between everything.
To me, music, we're getting like we're like two stoners right now or something. But it's like music's just one of those things, dude. It's like it's time, it's smell, it's
there's so many
vision,
layers that can go into that memory.
Yeah, and it's all congruent and it all just flows together. But everybody at some level can relate to it.
And dude, don't worry. Everybody who listens to this is just stoners.
Yeah.
Well, everybody. No,
I don't.
We all
like,
but no, and I get it. Just that's the thing that I love making music, but because I do it as a job, do you ever get to the point where you leave a show and you just nothing in the car, you just silence?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes silence is the best noise.
Man, beautiful. That couldn't have said it better myself. It absolutely does hit the feels, Abby. Just music is so awesome and it's so great, but my body loves it so much that after I get done either playing music or listening to music, I am worn out. Like I just got done having sex or something.
Yeah.
Like you're just worn out and just.
Well,
Yeah, just worn out, just
like
exhausted.
A cell phone. Like, man, you done streamed yourself out, bro. Recharge.
Yeah.
Recharge.
Yeah.
Go on airplane mode. You charge twice as fast.
Absolutely. Like cut the shit out. Cut the song. Cut the sound off.
Yeah.
Get rid of the sound.
Even take the case off. I don't even want to wear the case right now.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing, man. Just like it purge yourself of and people have a really hard time of doing that. Like I noticed just I've had a lot of roommates over the years. And I'm a silent, like you walk in my house, like there's nothing on usually. Like I usually sit in silence. Like,
usually I got to come find you.
Yeah, right. And like I sit in silence. Like
I got to poke things. Is that you?
Yeah, right. But I'll literally just sit in silence. I'll watch a little whatever video I see on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or Twitter or whatever I'm fucking with on the phone because I enjoy being around those people more so than being in public with actual people. But anyway. I'll be sitting around in silence, and it's just the best thing, I think, for me. But also, I am technically performing live 2 or 3 times a week on a slow week. So I'm experiencing the live show feel multiple times a week. And just, how much more exhausted you are after leaving a live show than just listening to music.
Oh, absolutely.
And like going through that like 3 or 4 times a week, man.
Well, it's so much more energy.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're
it's
giving
like
them all of your energy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like lighting a cigarette with a single match, or going to a structure fire and then leaning in. I mean, it's a little more intense, a lot more energy involved for sure.
All right, Abby. Good night. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Peace.
Abby says she's gonna doze off or wake up her husband laughing.
Don't do that.
Yeah, right. Thanks for hanging out, Abby. That's just is so odd. But music, could be one of those things that if it's misused, like we know the song.
Well, I mean,
You know the one song.
I know many of them.
No, you know the awful song. The one
Starts
that,
with a W?
yes.
Oh my God.
You know the song.
Should I punch myself in the throat now or
But but you know the song. We don't even have to say it. People at home probably know what the song is. In the musicians
God.
world, you 100% know what the song is. But
oh my
it's
God.
like just
my eyeball has gas right now.
or not only that, man. Not only that song, but the other ones that are on that same radio, man. Just the same, just those, that whole genre of that style of music, man. It's just like, how dare you? How dare you?
You know something? Since we're talking about crappy music, I guess it is a good way to explain the genre we're at right now. No pun intended. Did you see the video of Limp Bizkit apparently, or Limp Bizkit is making some kind of a comeback, and apparently they were doing this show, and I'm not into the Insane Clown Posse, or I don't know their names per se, but apparently one of their main dudes like ran on stage and tried to drop kick Fred Durst while he was singing live.
When was this? Like years ago?
No, apparently this was like I saw the video like maybe 2 weeks ago, and apparently it's pretty recent. But to me, that's just hilarious.
That's great.
To me, that's like Hanson and the Spice Girls getting into some beef now. It's like, wow.
Give me something to break.
Yeah, like, if you want to be my Hanson. To me, that was just hilarious. I'm like, wow, these two people that, I don't know. I'm no disrespect if that's who you like, but,
No, I went through that stage. That was my coming of age music. When I was the coming of age years, that was when Limp Bizkit was just coming out, and Korn and all of that stuff, and I was heavily into that stuff, man. Disturbed.
There was a few
for
of
those
bands
few years
were,
before they got parodied out.
Yeah.
Like even bands like Creed. I was a huge Creed fan before they
Never say that to me again.
Dude, I was a huge Creed fan before they got parodied out. You have to understand, I was 13 years old when this came out.
Yeah. Could you take me higher?
I could play you the fucking song right now and slaughter it to this day. But no, seriously, I was a huge Creed fan until they got parodied out.
To a place I've never seen.
Yeah, right.
I don't even know if that's the words to it.
We're blind men see, man. We're blind men see. I will even go so far to admit
you created your own prison.
Gabriel stands and confirms, dude. I created my own prison. What's this life for, man? Seriously, but I had Nickelback's first album.
Dude, I'm about to walk out of here.
No, listen.
You're kidding me.
You have to understand. We're
gonna fight after this,
dude.
You gotta be kidding me.
I have to tell you this so you know
cool.
how I came from, what I came from to get here.
I'm gonna take this computer duster and.
Yeah, right. Oh, you wouldn't want to do that with that stuff. That's contact cleaner.
That's pretty heavy.
That's the contact cleaner.
Anyway, you and your Nickelback. Go ahead,
dude. I had the very first Nickelback album, and I loved it. The very first one.
Yeah.
Now, not the one where everybody got popular.
That one.
No.
The not cool one.
We had Much Music back in the day. You remember Much Music? The Canadian MTV?
Was that like the Jock Jams 95 type of stuff? Okay.
But it was Canadian MTV. It was Much Music. It was like the MTV of Canada. And Nickelback was a Canadian band. And I remember I first heard it. There was a song called Leader of Men. And I was like, this is pretty good. I found a lot of really good shit out of that. Do you remember Edwin? Not no Edwin McCain, but simply Edwin. Or Our Lady Peace.
Our Lady Peace, yes.
They were Canadian. Yeah. They came out of that Much Music
Superman's
thing.
Dead.
Yep.
I actually like that song. I got into that. Yeah.
Shoelace, I tripped you again. Yeah. Dude, I love that fucking band.
I threw a couple beer bottles in the air because of that song.
You should sleep.
Yeah.
As clumsy as you've been. Dude, but yes, I found so much really good music from that. Now, all of those other bands stand up. Nickelback, not so much. But I have to let you know why that was. Why, full circle. Dude, I was raised by my grandparents and living in Bennettsville, South Carolina.
Is that the same as Bennettsville?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Bennettsville, South Carolina. Home of me and Aziz Ansari. And
seriously?
Yeah. Boy, man. I don't know.
Whoa,
We don't really know.
We're going to wipe. We'll talk about this after that.
Yeah.
We got to elaborate that on other people's, on our time, but go ahead.
Yeah, no,
Furthermore.
yeah. But anyway, yeah. Most of the people who I'm around are listening to, whatever hot country music's going on right then, or metal. And I was...
What year reference are we talking about exactly? I'm thinking late 90s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Late 90s.
Matchbox 20-ish.
You're listening to Sugar Ray, Matchbox 20, or Hanson
not me,
and
but,
Britney Spears. I'm just talking about where I'm from.
I was pretty deep into Tool back then.
Yeah,
that was when I was that and Primus.
Oh man, dude, heavy church community in Bennettsville, man. There ain't no listening to stuff that might be considered devil worshiping.
Yeah, you better get out. Yeah, you better get out of the parking lot before you start turning that up.
Yeah, I remember.
Before you turn it up to 11, you better be out of the church parking lot.
I remember when I got into, like Black Sabbath, and.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I remember when I got into Black Sabbath and I was getting Hit Parader magazine and shit like that, and I just completely abandoned all of the other shit. Like, I was listening to Creed, Nickelback,
you called them
Limp Bizkit.
I was listening to the Creed.
Listen to the Creed.
Them Nickelbackers.
Them Nickelbacks. I was listening to that shit, and then I started listening to Black Sabbath and Kiss. Then I got, dude, I'm sorry.
Did you, please tell me you went flip mode.
Dude, 100%.
My man.
100%.
Thank you. I was hoping there was a happy ending to 100%. This travesty of a story you were telling.
Dude, I was listening to all of his music and I was playing music. Then I became obsessed with Kiss and classic rock. And I heard the Black Album, Metallica, for the first time. And I was like, this is evil. And I like it.
I want more.
Yeah. And then I saw this movie, The Ninth Gate. Do you remember that movie, Roman Polanski movie, Johnny Depp?
Mm-hmm.
And I just became obsessed with like dark shit and
was Arnold in that one too?
Devil shit. Arnold
Schwarzenegger was not.
No,
I'm thinking of never mind. I'm thinking of the other End of Days. That's the movie I was thinking about. End of Days.
Yeah. Dude, I was just obsessed with that shit. And just anything evil, anything dark, Alice Cooper, I was fucking all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was.
The darker the better.
Yep. The darker the better. But then I got it. But then I started trying to listen. Like, I had a cousin who listened to like Slipknot and like death metal, like black metal, and I was just like, okay,
to where you actually couldn't understand what they're screaming about.
Yes.
You like, I know exactly what you're talking about. So a lot of those bands, like, I really appreciate the
musicianship.
Well, that and the intensity.
Oh yeah,
you know, like just like wow, these guys are really going at it. And then, but at the same time, when I would watch videos, I'm like, how are they not dying inside of those suits? Like those masks and stuff too. But
they're committed, man.
Yeah, but and then going, you know, that's not 100. That's about Tree Viddy.
Yeah, I'll get
Tree Viddy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're going about Tree Viddy the whole time.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, if they do that every show, like, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. And I saw that and I heard that stuff and I was like, this is really cool, but I wish I could turn down the intensity just a little bit, or
can we take it off of 11?
Yeah,
to
just
maybe
bring it back
about down to not 11.
And you know what I was gifted with? Early 2000s emo. Emo. Early 2000s.
I was about to say,
emo.
You mean Zima?
Not Zima. Early 2000s emo. which is like Taking Back Sunday and My Chemical Romance and Brand New.
Yeah.
And that was when I heard that music, I was like, this is my shit. It's the perfect combination of melodic harmonies and guitar solos and just a little bit of screaming, just enough screaming to get that angst out of me.
A lot of them had that screamer dude, and then the one dude you can understand.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, my girlfriend left me, and it's like, you fucking bitch. You know, it's like,
so keep the gun in your head.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, that shit. But dude, I felt like I was gifted with that. Like it was just what I was looking for when it came along. Mm-hmm. It was like just dark enough to where it wasn't really evil. It was like we feel dark, but we know that we're not. We feel evil and we know that we're not. But this is how we deal with that because we kind of want to be evil, but we know we're not.
Yeah.
And that's sort of how I felt like I feel evil, but I know I'm not.
Well, you know, it's you know, I don't know if it's the point you're trying to make, but one thing I love about music too, and I know a lot of people will relate to this, is it vicariously lets you live your life to your emotional standpoint.
Yes.
Without actually going through it.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
it takes you to that place so that you don't have to go.
You just got out of a shitty day at work. You're driving, you know, and dude, I really wanted to like knock everybody out. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna listen to this song on the way home and beat the hell out of my steering wheel. Go get me a couple of gorditas. And when I get home, everything's cool.
That crunch wrap, dog.
And I'm not catching a charge.
No kidding. That's 100% what it does. It does that for me. It's like, it gives me that, it does the thing that you don't want to do yourself. Like, it gives you the release.
Yeah. It's something like a vicarious.
Yeah, it gives you the release that you need. And I love that 100%. But I feel like, and here's a nice little for you, I wonder if those people who never really had to deal with actual confrontation in real life, if they get what would be our comparable sustenance that we would get from maybe confronting something in the real world and having
like
a resolved issue, actual fulfillment of like, okay, well, we had this issue and we either worked through it or we didn't, but now it's happened. I wonder if they carry that weight if they do that online the same way that we do. But I wonder if they get what we would feel closure as. You know how we feel closure? I wonder if they get something similar to that feeling, like a synthetic version of closure, if you will.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to call it closure, I don't think there's a synthetic closure. I think that's non-existent.
Yeah, but just like this problem isn't existent. Like, it's non-existent. Because it's online. Like, it's a fake problem because it's online.
Well, then you get an online closure.
Exactly. Like that's what I mean to say. Like an online closure.
But say you and I have a disagreement online and we, online beefing, whatever. And then we're like, whatever. And then we run into each other at Marshview or somewhere.
Yeah.
Is there closure? Or do we need to bring it up again and actually, for real, shake hands?
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. There's no online closure.
Yes.
There's 100%. Who said
100%.
something last, but closure is when you actually, that energy's not there until you're personally together, and that's closure. It's a personal thing. You look each other in the eye. I mean, to me.
Even with people who could not ever meet. Like somebody who's arguing in the comment section of some random video or something like that.
Well, those people are going to keep doing that regardless. That's what they want to do. I mean, I don't know how long of shits they take a day, but there's some people I see, like on the local news feeds. Like, I always like, aren't you at work? Like, some people that I actually know, and I know they're working like 9 to 5 jobs, and then like WNBF will post something like, we're proposing some kind of something on 707, and I'll see a few people just commenting, like just up and down, up and
Threads.
down. Yeah, for like a good bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like you're complaining about something and you're working a state job, and now on our money, you're on a state job, and now you're on social media arguing with people. You're basically arguing with yourself. I mean, I don't know.
I get that.
Do you
I never
understand
really
what I'm
thought
saying?
about that 100% because I don't have a job. I don't have a real job. Like I don't do anything like that. So I can award myself to as much of that time as I want. And nobody's going to yell at me about it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I do see a lot of people all the time. A lot of the same people commenting on stuff all the time. They have 9-to-5 jobs.
And they're waiting to comment on everybody else commenting. Like if their one little comment wasn't enough, then the next person to comment, they got to comment on their comment. And I just don't understand that.
Yeah, I sort of understand.
I mean, I do, but I can't grasp.
Yeah, not for you.
Adult.
You don't understand it.
If I was 12 years old, totally. Like I could totally relate to that. But me being as grown up as I can possibly be at the moment, but I don't know. Just like we started talking about the internet and Facebook and all that. Like there's just so much about this social media thing that just baffles me. It really does.
Do you think we've gone? Do you think that we've gotten the toothpaste out of the tube? Like there's no way of going back. Do you think there's any way that any of this can be corrected? Or
not at all.
We're past that point.
I think so. I think obviously the platform is already laid.
Yeah,
and it's progressed to where there's sponsorships, there's advertisements involved. Yeah. Now there's money involved.
Yep.
As soon as money and big money's involved, it's not going anywhere. Not going anywhere.
Well, obviously politics, religion, and money are all involved. I wonder if that's why they told us not to open that Pandora's box.
Well, would you think about that? Would you look at it?
Would you
just look at it?
Would you just look at this? Look at that. Just look at that guy is great. Who is that guy?
I don't know, but
that video is awesome.
I would high five the hell out of him right now.
Would you just look at that?
Would you just look at it?
Yeah, that shit's so good, man. Why? That's what the internet is for.
Exactly.
That's what the internet is for.
I want to go back. I want to go back to seeing like what kind of weird taco did you eat today? I want to go take a quiz and find out what kind of deli meat I am right now. Like that's fun to me,
dude. It's just.
Well, not that fun, but it's way more fun than seeing Sally PQ talking about Sally PQ crap.
Yeah, exactly. Or just going back to the time before the Bush Obama, or the not Bush Obama, the McCain Obama stuff. Like going back before that, because that was the first time, the second term of McCain Obama was the first time that I remember seeing the politics entering the social media world, where people were visibly putting their politics out for all the world to see.
Oh yeah.
If we could just go back to the time before that, when it was just a video of
I want to see kittens
playing the
here's my dog
keyboard.
Here's my dog.
Yes.
Here's my kid.
When people were bitching about so I guess I got to see what you're eating today. Guess I get to see what everybody's eating today.
Well, you know what? Actually, that was kind of the, what would you call it? The early dwellers of now what we have is the trolls.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
The people first starting like, if I see one more cute kid today, like, sorry, Sally, that you got 12 cats and you're single by choice. And all, but some of us actually try to have happy lives and are proud of our happy lives and proud of our
Nothing
beautiful
against
kid.
cat owners.
Not at all. I love cats. Shut up to the meow meow.
but yeah, seriously, but 100%. Those were the original trolls. Those were the people who were not prepared. I guess here's the thing.
Actually, I want to, but go ahead.
They are just so adamant about when the honeymoon ended Yeah, that's right. When the honeymoon ended, that's exactly what it was probably too. Like when we first got to social media, and then we're like, "Oh, cool! You get to talk to your aunt and uncle from Alabama now. Cool, that's awesome." But then you also get to find out that your aunt and uncle from Alabama are secretly racist. Or not in the mine are. I have family in Alabama. None of them are racist. We're all good people.
A lot of disclosures going on right now.
But dude, that's the world we live in, man. Because we're live streaming, and I'm used to doing that now.
With all due respect,
I'm used to. It's like a second language now. I'm used to saying.
Hypothetically speaking,
yes, I'm used to
everything is.
You don't know who's going to hear this, and you don't know that whenever they hear this, they hear you say that. Oh, well, I'm his aunt from Alabama. I'm not a racist. I know you're not. It's just that's why I say that. Yeah. But yeah, like when you get to find out everything that they feel, and they're like, oh, so this shit is really incorrect morally, and now it's out there for all the world to see for all of time. Mm-hmm. And that's when the honeymoon ended. When all that stuff showed up, when we had the good years of the social media, when the worst thing that we had to deal with was watching.
And then shit got real.
And then shit got real. But you said you had a good one too. What was your good one?
Well, here's one thing I was thinking about, and I was thinking about this on the way over here.
Nice.
Because I was like trying to think of like little footnotes and whatnot to bring up. But on social media, before we all went to Facebook, we were all on MySpace.
Yeah. Training grounds.
What was the biggest beef you ever saw on MySpace? Did you ever see one? I don't remember seeing ever a beef on Facebook where people were like, block this MFer. Like, I would see somebody post something of like something they didn't like, but it was never like real beef to where like you saw people just going at it. I don't know. Maybe like the platform wasn't correct for like the instant exchange of words for people just to go back and forth. Like it took too long to click on this link and then type what you want and then send it and then you got to put a song behind it or whatever.
Yeah,
like, you can get
it was so glorified
customized
emails
or whatever. Yeah. But like I never remembered any kind of beefing going on MySpace.
The only kind of beefing that went on MySpace actually went on in real life with your friends when you move somebody from your top 8.
Dude, you're goddamn right.
Right.
Or if you start dating some chick and you start dating some chick and she's not on that whatever the first little.
She's not. You moved me from number 1.
You didn't change your song to our song.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it was a cold bed that night.
But just like it was, that was it back then because then you had that talk in real life with that person the next day because they're like, what the fuck, bro? See, I was like number 4 on your top 8, and now I'm like number 7. Yeah. Like you got these.
Like I know I owe you $5 and all, but damn, like am I worth like getting off the top 8?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Dude, I had like a top 24.
Really?
Did you fuck with MySpace pretty good?
Not like I said. I was the last of my peoples to get on it, so I was pretty archaic when it came to like figuring it out. Like once I finally figured out how to like do the background and do
minor
a song,
coding. That's minor coding.
And Farjar Kodar, what?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, see, I don't know. Like, okay, like when I was taking computer training, like Windows 95 was the biggest thing, and I was just Like, I mean, okay.
Dude,
I'm a pretty smart guy. I can figure stuff out, you know. But
MySpace taught you minor coding. Like you had to know some coding ability to be able to change your profile and shit.
It taught me a lot about copy and paste.
Yeah, absolutely. But you had to know. But you have to know what to copy and paste. You have to go and find.
Well, you know how far to drag it down.
Yeah, right. I mean, you're not writing code, but you were actually coding. You were actually pulling code from somewhere and putting it somewhere else to complete a task.
Duly noted.
Yeah, and I mean that's basically.
And this is like 20 years ago, and I'm just figuring out what I was actually doing. Wow.
Yeah, right. That's coding, man.
I'm like unfrozen caveman lawyer over here. Like
that's the thing, but see now everything is just so easy that there's something to do all that for you.
Well, a quick link. You don't even understand what's really behind it. It's just A quick link. There
because
we are.
you know what it was is they realized what they were teaching us how to do, and they were like, shit, we can't let them do this because then they'll be able to ruin all of our websites. Now we're just going to take away all the coding and just put a little blue dot or a little green dot or a little yellow dot. You can click one of those things and choose your color, but we're not going to show you what it does that. We're just going to actually let you pick the color.
It's like giving a caveman an AR-15 before you give him a strike of matches.
Look at you go, man. That's actually a really good reference.
I'm just saying.
Really good analogy.
Just saying. Like you know, it's like you have a hold of one thing, and it's all about the benefactor, the benefits of it.
Yeah.
Without even thinking about the recourse.
100%. I say 100% a lot, don't I?
100. I think is what they call it now.
Keep it 100.
You know,
I'm so bad at that. I'm good at in texting. I'm good at like, what's up, bro? Or what's up, fam?
Yeah, your text game is strong, dude.
Dude,
like every time you text me, I know exactly what you mean.
Exactly.
You're like, Sado.
Sado.
Dude, I know exactly what he means. I'm like, not much. Sado Cho.
Sado.
Done.
Yo, bruh.
Yeah,
Preach, bruh.
Yeah,
dude, 100%. I'm so good at texting like this, and I'll use proper exclamation generally in typing and writing and things like that. I was sort of saying earlier, I overuse the love icon, but I also, when I'm writing, like even Facebook messages or comments or anything, I use proper punctuation as often as
you cover your ass as well as anybody else. I mean, if I may say it that way.
Yes.
But I'm, you and I are interacting in a lot of, congruent little areas. And I noticed that you always, if you want to make sure, like if somebody comments, like if you ask a question and people respond, you make sure you do a laughy face at everybody.
Yeah.
You don't keep anybody out because God forbid little Larry or whoever doesn't get a laughy face.
Yeah.
What's your problem, dude?
Exactly. I try to just cover my ass as best that I can.
Yeah.
But not necessarily like cover my ass, but just I try also to answer questions before they are asked. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that'll come off as arrogant. Sometimes that'll come off as arrogant, like, oh, so what, you just throwing all of this information on me at once? I'm like, no, I'm just literally trying to answer as many questions as you may have.
I'm trying to be poignant.
That's exactly for those who own a dictionary, then you know what this means. But yeah,
I'm just trying to cover all my bases before I let the cat out.
Exactly.
I want to make sure my cat has everything it needs to be a cat the way I want the cat to be a cat.
Right. You don't want to. Yeah. You don't want to leave the house and leave food and no water.
Oh, we'll hope this goes okay. We'll let it out and hopefully it goes where it's supposed to go. Like,
I'm
be careful about that.
I am not one for chance. I'm not one for what I prepare mostly for what possibly could happen, not necessarily what will happen. And I do that a lot with musician, like with musician things, like setting up a gig, or if I see Adam or Smitty doing something that like I've already troubleshooted, I've already done this as many ways as can be done, and I've got the best way. I know I have the best way of doing it because I've troubleshot every other way of doing it. Trust me on this. I've done my research.
Yeah.
Check this out. And it'll come across as arrogant as how I'm trying to say, do this my way, when I'm just like, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just like, I've put a lot of time and effort into doing this different ways to find the best way of doing this thing. Yeah. So just take my word for it that this is going to be the best way and it's going to be the easiest for you. And I try to like overcome any sort of adversity to this situation that might happen. Yeah. Like I know, I tell Adam all the time about sitting his drinks down on the stage, and I'm like, dude, just sit it up somewhere. Just I know that it's not gonna get kicked over, but if it does, there's a lot of shit down here. Just be mindful of that, and I'm like that in every other aspect of my life as well.
Yeah, like I hope my wife's not watching right now, but I had this saying in the house: 5 seconds of prevention can stop 5 minutes of correction.
Yahtzee.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
a little extra time now
with our son. Like he's going to get into whatever he wants to get into. He'll see whatever, a box of, oh, what's that? Yeah, I want to dump it everywhere. Of course I do, because I'm me. That's what I do. I'm crazy. So I'm like, okay, 5 seconds of taking this box of goldfish onto the counter, he can't reach them, versus handing him those, and then he shakes them everywhere. And now guess what? It takes 10 minutes to clean it off.
Yeah,
but that's just a little example of what I meant by that statement.
Oh yeah, but I 100%.
A little prevention takes a lot of correction.
Measure twice, cut once.
Yep.
That's the thing. Measure twice, cut once. And that works in every other aspect of life. Anything that you can do, just taking preventatives. Like literally, it's almost the difference in if you notice somebody always comes home and sits there like okay, somebody comes home and they sit their purse in the same spot every time. Well, they also like to walk into the house and sit their purse down there with the lights off when it's because their hands are full and they don't have anywhere to sit things down. So they want to walk in the house and sit their purse down. You're not going to want to sit something in that spot where they're going to put that down. And I know that's a very, very broad statement on whatever. I don't want to download an update. But yeah, I know that's just a broad description. But still, you just want to try to prevent any catastrophe that could possibly happen in any case. And I don't see why people have such a hard time listening to somebody that wants to help them.
Well, because people don't like being corrected.
That's right.
People do not like being corrected. That brings out their defensive side.
Because that means that they were wrong.
Well, it makes them feel like they're being wrong, or they're being judged.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go off keel for a second.
That's fine.
And
we're scooting up along to that end point.
But
here in a little bit.
I'm going to just kind of bring everything full circle to how's everybody's brackets looking out there, huh? Yeah. I had 13 out of 16. And then guess what happened? Yeah, dude. Like, if your bracket is looking 100 right now, you have never touched a basketball in your life.
Even it doesn't matter. I got people that are like, I got Texas Tech because I seen their defense playing like bullshit. You did like a dozen brackets and you picked all the underdogs in one of them. And
or your kitty cat picked it out. I mean, don't tell me. Yeah, no.
I'm sorry, dude.
Didn't.
I'm sorry, but I had a perfect bracket on up until
round one.
Did you have Duke, Abby? Did you have Duke in your winning it all? I had Duke winning it all. Or no, actually, I had North Carolina winning it all.
I had North Carolina beating Duke.
Me too. I had
my Final Four was. I
had all one seeds in the Final Four.
You did? Mm-hmm. You would.
Yeah, of course I would. Of course I would.
No, I had Duke, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Michigan as my Final Four.
Now.
And none of them are in it.
Right? None of mine are in it. Actually, Virginia's the only one that's in it, and they should not be, in my personal opinion. But I don't know basketball rules like a lot of other people do. I was more worried about
there was a lot of ticky-tack fouls called in that game. I mean, everybody's going to say this. Whatever. But I just hate it when a game of that caliber gets determined by, quote-unquote, a ticky-tack foul at the end. Like, it's just unfortunate.
It is.
And especially if they say, oh, the officiating wasn't consistently that strict, or, it was lenient one time and not that lenient. Like, from what I remember back in the 90s, the last 2 minutes, they let them play.
Oh, yeah.
They let them play. I mean, unless it was like
you watch any of those old Jordan, Final Fours?
Well, dude kind of stepped into him a little bit, so when he landed, I'm like, okay, yeah, so that's barely a foul.
Yeah.
But from what I remember watching, like, no, it was like they let him play.
And see, that's the thing that I've noticed that people from that era of watching are like, dude, no foul. I don't see no foul there. But then the modern people who are used to watching it in this modern era with rules and everything.
Virginia fans.
Yeah, exactly. And
That's
yeah,
not a
exactly.
foul.
No
No
blood,
way it's a
no
foul.
blood, no foul. Right, Abby? No blood, no foul. 100%. That's the thing, though. And if Auburn would
It's in
have,
all sports too.
if
though.
Auburn would have sunk a lot of those threes that they missed, and they're usually shooting lights out from the 3-point line, man.
They live and they live and die by it. And the thing with Bruce Pearl, like I remember when he coached my team, Tennessee. He
You guys did pretty well.
not as we were ranked number 1 for a minute. I'll leave it at that. That's about as good as that's going to get. But
Yeah.
But no, Bruce Pearl coached Tennessee for a while anyway, and he called it like the green light rule. Like, man, if you're feeling it, shoot it.
Yeah.
And just let them run up and down and have fun. And that's what,
Dude, they look dangerous,
Dude,
man.
they were the most dangerous. That's
They
the
look
one team
dangerous,
nobody
dude.
wanted to play. And when they went
Scary.
through, Kentucky and UNC.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, all right, you beat them
Who
too.
the fuck is this? It's
Like,
13
and
threes.
Virginia's going to give you something? But it happened.
17 threes in that game. 17 threes in that
Was it?
UNC game.
I was working the whole time,
Dude,
but I was just
we were playing-
looking up at the score every
We were playing
15
it.
minutes or so.
We were playing at Creekgrass, and I was sort of watching it, kind of like keep my eye on it because I was like very excited. Like I literally had like not a perfect bracket, but I had a perfect Elite Eight. I had like because I was like, no way North Carolina's going to lose, no way Duke's going to lose, right? I mean, no way these teams are going to lose, and then I was like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm gonna be fine. Like the only thing I got to worry about is I had Maryland going to the Elite Eight, so I knew Maryland wasn't going to be in it. But
Yeah,
then,
Maryland, okay, that's
Yeah,
beside
dude.
the point. But wow, dude,
yeah,
got to tug your beard, make sure it's for real this time. Like, dude,
no, but dude, I don't watch basketball. I'm a baseball guy. I watch baseball. I don't really give a fuck with basketball. I watch playoffs, and
Yeah.
I don't even really watch March Madness.
Any sport with playoffs involved,
Yeah.
I'm about it.
I don't really watch March Madness much, but I really dig like NBA playoffs, and it's going to be interesting to watch this year because it doesn't look like any of the power squads are going to be there.
Well, LB ain't gonna be there.
Yeah, is Golden State
LeBron.
going to be there?
Golden State's Golden State, man. They're good. They're good.
Okay,
They're gonna.
I haven't been keeping up. I swear to God, I haven't been keeping
Yeah.
up, and that's horrible because I kind of have a sports podcast, and I should, but it's baseball season. I just don't give a shit.
Yeah, no. Golden State's probably. I mean, they can get it together in time, whatever. But yeah, I don't see them having a problem. But
I want to see James Harden get a ring.
yeah,
Yeah, just because he's my beard brother,
I was about to say I want to see his beard get a ring,
right? He deserves it,
and he should wear it on his beard.
100%. I mean, just like I could see that, just like pull the beard through the ring, and that'd be the greatest picture of all time.
I want to see your beard and James Harden's beard just like in like slow motion running in like the Midwest
I
and
don't
through
know.
like a field of hay. You're my best friend.
Let me tell you about my best
Like your
friend.
beard's just like holding beard hands or whatever they're called.
Yeah, like it's starting to sound like an Old Spice commercial.
That's corny as hell, but sorry.
No, starting to sound like Old Spice commercial. So yeah, we're scooting right on up to the hour and a half point, and that's usually I like to get around an hour and a half of content. And
Word.
It is scooting on up into the wee hours of the morning, which I appreciate you coming by here, and
Yeah,
I
man,
appreciate
thanks
you
for having
guys.
me.
There's still a few troopers out there that's still watching live with us. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with us live.
Yeah.
Any more any random like if you like a mission statement, if you had one, or like something that you want to be. I always ask people this thing, like something that you want to be remembered by, or things that you want, like 10 years from now, if you'd want to hear
wanna
yourself
speak your
say, or
piece.
Speak your piece. Say
Well,
your spiel. What are you about?
Nothing too deep, but one thing that's really on my mind, for those of you that really know me, I love me some goddamn tacos, son. I love tacos, man. And Las Comadres over there by where the Sandy Monkey
Yeah.
used to be, I just learned that they were still open. I thought after they got struck by lightning, that poor
Same
little old
here.
lady almost died. You know, like, where am I getting my barbacoa now? But apparently they're open. They've been open And I went there the other day, and now I found out they're going to be closed down in 90 days because they can't renew their lease because the owner of the property is going to do something else.
Oh, man.
Whatever, so be it, so be it. That's just the way things go sometimes. But if anybody out there has a small little lot or something to let these folks continue what they're doing, and you want to have some real tacos, some
authentic
good stuff. Yeah, like don't get me wrong. I mean, I'll go ham on some Taco Bell in a minute.
Heartbeat.
Oh, what's the meat made of? I can't hear you. The deliciousness is too delicious.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care. I'll drown it in fire sauce. I don't care. It makes everything better. It's not rotten now because I put so much fire sauce on it. But anyway, no. But yeah. If anybody knows of any spot for, and I hope they already have one. But if anybody knows of one, I would love to keep Las Comadres down here for some good authentic treats, man. And that pineapple water will change your life.
Pineapple water.
I swear, especially the morning after a weekend night, if you know what I mean. It is moist and tender and it's
if
perfect,
you know
dude.
what I mean.
Yeah. But no, other than that, man, I just wish, you know, everybody locally, you know, we all hang out, we all rub elbows, we all see each other. It's a small town.
Yeah.
We run across each other's paths all the time. How about we start talking to each other on social media the same way we talk to each other at the local watering hole, man.
Yeah.
Like stop growing balls and saying stupid stuff and starting stuff and stop pushing everybody apart and like just bring each other together, man. That's the only way anything's going to happen positive is we got to pull each other together. Like just type to each other like you actually talk to each other. If I can say it any better,
Yeah.
I don't know if I could. But honestly,
Seriously.
you know, I mean, that's all it takes. Yep. And a simple disagreement, you know, a misunderstanding, whatever.
Friends can disagree.
Yeah, and still be friends. I mean, I don't know how many times I've had a disagreement on the way to a fucking concert, and we still got our boogie on, and we never talked about it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
like,
what adults do.
Yeah, you move forward. You move forward.
Absolutely, you do. That's words to live by right there. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, like, you
friends can still disagree.
Like Mickey Hart always said at the end of the shows, man, be kind.
Be kind.
Be kind.
Abby, yes, these guys get it. Absolutely. I end every single episode with just about the same line, and that is, in a world full of shitty people, don't be one of those people. Be a good person. You have a choice every day to make a decision.
Yeah.
You have a choice every day to be a good person or be a shitty person.
Every situation, whether it be good or bad, you have two choices to make. One is to be bitter or to be better. I'd rather be better.
That's better. That's better than I said.
I'm gonna write all this down. You can use it anytime, man.
Well, Brother James, I
love you,
appreciate you. I love you back, man.
Buddy.
I appreciate you coming in here with me
anytime.
In the vampire hours of the morning. So, yes, audio folks, please go to the YouTube and click subscribe on the channel. And let's get those subscriptions up. I cannot go live on mobile anymore until I get 1,000 subscribers. So we're going to try to get to 1,000 subscribers. Abby says that line hooked me. 100% good lines. Look at you getting a bit better than better. James coming in with good lines. We'll have to get you back in here.
Absolutely, anytime.
Gonna have to get you back in here soon, and we'll talk about how things have changed since this conversation when we have the next one. But yes, please click subscribe on the YouTube page, audio folks. And for the YouTubers, hang tight for just a minute. We're gonna be doing an intro, so stick around for that. Please go and watch. Yeah. All right, Abby. Good night. I'm sorry. I was reading the chat. here. I was like, is the chat not on? No, it is on. I see what you mean.
So your name is Kelsey.
No.
You're in Merle's
right.
You're at your house. It's
No,
all good.
Yeah, I got you. But no, so please click subscribe on all the things. But I'm going to say all this in the beginning and the intro anyway in just a second. So there you go. All right. In a world full of shitty people, don't be one of those people. Be a good person. You have a decision every day to be a good person or to not be a good person. It's that simple. Just choose to be a good person. Your little shit that you might have going on in your life that you can just push to the side might make all the difference in the world in somebody else's life. And they might have something a little stronger going on in their life than you do in yours. Just be mindful of that in all occasions. All right. Be good people. Peace, bitches. YouTubers, hang tight for just a second. Let's do this intro here real quick. I started off the same way every time, and it goes just like this. Hey, guys, how you living? You doing well? Good. Glad to hear that. Every time, the same way. So, me and my buddy James.
I feel like I'm sitting on your lap right now getting fed like a candy necklace or something. What's up?
Would you like to try some sausages? No, but anywho, my buddy James stopped by for a late night talk this evening about
YOLO.
social media. Indeed, you do. You only live once, but life is long, ladies and gentlemen. Life is long. Live it. We started talking about social media, and in proper MI Stuff fashion, we rambled on with regular stream of consciousness and let the conversation have itself and let the stories tell themselves. And we pretty much just rambled on about all kinds of goodness for about an hour and a half.
Moist treats.
Indeed. And we also kind of brought everything back together. I think it was a pretty decent full circle conversation. So I'm excited for you to hear it. I'm not going to give you any more spoilers from the conversation. We were also carrying on conversations with those in the YouTube chat as well. So you'll be hearing us conversing with them as well. So anyway, please go to the Facebook page and like MI Stuff Podcast on Facebook. Go to the Instagram. Go to the Twitter. Go to the... Yeah, there you go. Go to the... Shit, what else? The YouTube channel. There's going to be background music playing right there, too. It'll be sounding just like this right here. If you hear it. Oh, you can't hear it. Never mind. This right here.
Bueller.
Yeah, never mind. I tried to play it, but it didn't work. Anyway, yes. So go to the YouTube page, click subscribe, Kelsey Hudgens, Instagram, Twitter. If you guys want to drop some dollars on us, you can go to paypal.me /Kelsey Hudgens. Or you can go to GoFundMe /need new podcast equipment and drop some dollars on us if that's your deal. If not, it's 100% not necessary. Do not think of this as asking for dollars. It's only if you guys are into it and want to at all. It's going to cost us $50 a month now on our Podomatic account to continue to release episodes. And so, yeah, $50 a month on that. And we've already had one YouTuber. Brother Rick has already donated the first $50 for the first month. So this was our first month on Podomatic Broadcaster. And that means that the $50 price tag is coming up again soon, which will not be a problem. It'll be taken care of anyway. But if you guys want to help out at all, then you can drop it to paypal.me /Kelsey Hudgens. And I think that's it. I think that's all I got for you. I've watched Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, season 2 on Netflix. It's really fucking good. I've been going back and watching Cheers again. Cheers is great. I've been watching Seinfeld again. Just all those great shows.
Show I really missed watching is Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Dude, Curb Your Enthusiasm was great.
Which
the first few seasons were great.
Somewhat relatable to Seinfeld because of Larry David.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really miss, because that was a good outlet. Like we were talking about, like the vicarious way to play out something. That was a good way to carry out my vicarious
anger,
asshole, dick mode.
Yeah. Well, Larry David will do that for you for sure.
Yeah. He'll cover those bases for you, definitely. He'll satisfy that urge.
He will indeed. So see that banter just like that right there. That comfort of speaking is what you're about to have about an hour and a half of, and I'm excited for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, episode number 122 of MI Stuff Podcast featuring Brother James Phillips.
Hello.
Enjoy, motherfuckers.
Go get it.
All right, YouTubers, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Abby, love you guys. Diving, love all y'all to death. Even those who are gonna be watching soon. Please click the links that I've put on the page. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Please follow everything, share everything, do all the other stuff. Do you have a page you want to link with anything or no?
I'm good for right now.
I hear you. All right, guys. I love you. I mean it. Peace, bitches.